Nigeria is, we can agree. You have your own leader. Whether anybody accepts it or not, the only leader with a powerful mantle of leadership from the eastern part of Nigeria is Nnamdi Kanu. There is a difference between ruler and a leader. You may have governors, you may have senators. Those are your rulers because they are using power to force you to do what you don't like. But Nnamdi Kanu, when he tell you everybody should not go out tomorrow, you people refuse to go out not because you are afraid of Nnamdi Kanu, but because you believe he cannot choose something that can hurt you.
Okay.
That is what we call leadership. And equally, each and every region should have this kind of people. Then we should come together. We are Nigeria. We will enjoy our strategic location in terms of business. You are Biafran, you are moving into northern Nigeria to do your business. You don't need visa because we are a Nigerian. You are northerner, you want to go to Biafra to do your business. You don't need visa because you are Nigerian. But the resources of Biafra should be controlled by Biafrans. Okay. The security architecture of Biafra should be provided by Biafrans. The resources of Oduduwa Republic should be controlled by Oduduwans. The security architecture and the economic policy as well as customary law should be an indigenous system that a Yoruba man will never feel that his culture, his history is being tempered under a system that is not fair and just to him. The same thing in northern Nigeria. Northerners should have a system that is working for them. There is no problem for people of different history, people of different religion, people of different background to be under the one system. But the difference is, can we accept our differences and live in peace and harmony? Can respect of one another be part of our differences? Wherever you see chaos, wherever you see conflicts, wherever you see crisis, it was initiated by injustice. If the Biafran people, they feel equally treated like other people from the other region, there should be no question of cessation.
Okay.
So Nigeria should have a single army. This our army should be Nigerian army. But the policing, there should be nothing like Nigerian police. There should be nothing like Nigerian custom. We should have Biafra regional custom, the northern regional custom, because if a northerners, they don't want to beer and alcohol in their region, they forbid it. It was not it's not an exhibit if you go to Biafra land. So therefore, Biafran custom have the right to clear it to their own land. But if you bring somebody from Kano to clear what will enter Biafra land, whatever he see that to temper his culture will touch his brain, will change his psychological thinking, it will now cause confusion.
Okay, thank you.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Those who created this system, they don't mean well for the North. They don't mean well for Nigeria. They don't mean well for Biafran, and they don't mean well for this thing. For them, Nigeria is just like a company for them. If you allow me to be a president of Nigeria today, and Nigerians choose to abide by what I will say, by the year 2040, Nigeria will be among the most powerful nations in the world, not only in Africa. They say we are the giant of Africa. We are only sleeping giant. We are suffering like other African countries. We are suffering diseases like other African countries. We are suffering from poverty like other African countries. We are suffering from illiteracy like other African countries. We are suffering from corruption like other African countries. Then what makes us giant?
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay? Oh, we are what we do, not what we say we are.
Thank you.
And we are what we represent to you, not what you perceive we are.
Allah will bless you.
And what I want you to understand, Jobless King here, what he was saying, he disliked the approach. You didn't even listen to us throughout the discussion. Our discussion was not... No, you see, our discussion was not initially on this issue. Our discussion was in the generality of Africa. What is the fate of Africa in a modern generation? If you carefully study what entirely Africa is engulfed into, each and every African nation is suffering from nearly the same problem. And our problem is an imperial system being imposed on us by imperial arrogant powers that will not allow Africa to strive and develop as a continent. And we say we need leaders who understand what Africa need. At this moment, what Africa need is leadership, not necessarily democracy, because we don't know democracy before the coming of these colonial masters. And if you look at what they are offering or practicing in their own country, it is not necessarily democracy, it is their national interest. So we as Africans should be in a system that we will relate to any country, whether that country is Europe or whatever that country is, but we can only relate to that country based on mutual respect, where we are benefiting from the relationship, they are also benefiting. But in a situation whereby now, despite the abundant crude oil we have here in Nigeria, now see how much we are buying in liter. Many people believe maybe it is because of this or that. The reason is that there is a policy of pushing away fossil fuel as a main source of energy.